Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I have kind of an interesting ceiling fan for you. This is a Loyal 36-inch S-vent ceiling fan. Um, yeah, kind of an oddball. I got this one off of Facebook Marketplace yesterday, and I know in my last video I said I would be doing the other two of the Evergo huggers that I got, um, but I was just too excited to get this one hung up and tested, so here we are. Um, yeah, this is a very interesting one. Can't say I've ever seen one quite like this before. I didn't even know these existed, but yeah, so this is a Loyal. Now, I am kind of familiar with Loyal ceiling fans. I know they had a couple of spinner models, and then there was like they had like sort of generic GE vents. They were more like the earlier 80s style, like with the bell canopy like you see on this one, and chunkier nose. But this one is a different model. This one is model L9, if I recall correctly, from the label on top. And I'll show that to you in a minute. And this is a 36-inch one. Now, as far as I know, they had 46-inch models of these, but I don't know if they had 52-inch models with the S-vent faceplate. They probably did, but I don't know if any have surfaced. I know that Metal Pete has a 42-inch model, and from what I can see on his video and his pictures, looks like it uses the same exact motor housing, same size and everything, and just has 42-inch blades. And I think they use the exact same motor too, because his seems to go slightly slower. Although that could be because his had capacitor issues, and he had to replace the capacitor. Um, this one is all original, came with everything except for the J-hook or mounting bracket or whatever it had. But it had the rubber grommet, had the canopy, everything. So I'm very happy. That little cardinal pull chain extension, it's not really a pull chain extension actually, I think it's like a Christmas ornament. But that's original, at least came with the fan when I got it, so I decided to just leave it on. Um, I may just take it off and use it as a Christmas ornament, honestly. But yeah, so the fan is very similar to like an Old Jacksonville, at least in design, like the Old Jacksonville Savannah that I have, which is currently on loan to the museum. Uh, a little bit different though. The motor housing it's thicker. Well, maybe not thicker, but the faceplate is angled outward, more like downwards more. It's kind of like a hugger faceplate. Very interesting. Uh, Also, I think I know Winco made a model that was kind of similar to this, I believe. And then also, like, they were the OEM for St. Louis Fan Company, which had another model similar. And then also, of course, Homestead had the Whisperfan with the S vents. So this could also be a Homestead copy. Um, yeah, not entirely sure, but this is not the first S vent fan I've had, as you remember with the Old Jacksonville. The blade arms are similar to Panasonic, with the single bar in the middle there. Um, yeah, Panasonic and I think also Supreme used that blade arm design in a few of their kind of later models. But anyway, the motor is cast iron, very, very heavy. This thing weighs a ton. Very deceiving for its small size. Um, and yeah, it's a cast iron motor, fills up basically the entire motor housing from what I can see. I haven't taken the housing apart, but I do want to because I want to see what the motor looks like. I'm very interested. Um, yeah, I believe those blades are walnut, possibly. I'm not sure, actually. They look walnut to me, but they could be teak. I'm not great with identifying types of woods that blades are, but they're completely plain on both sides. Um, and they're also bent a little bit upwards. I'm not sure if that's original or if that's just from it sitting on the nose or whatever from the blades being bent or whatever, but I'm not going to try to bend them back because these blade arms are probably very brittle, very breakable and pot metal, so not going to try that. So anyway, I guess with that being said, oh, it also has an upside down reverse switch, which is pretty interesting. I don't think anybody's ever been in this one, so yeah, I guess that's original. But go ahead and start the fan up on high now, I guess. It's kind of a neat wind-up sound there. And it absolutely flies. And I'm not like an expert on estimating RPMs or anything, but this looks to be probably over 300 RPM. Very, very fast. It's about as fast as that American fan manufacturing company, the A&G thing. Yeah, it absolutely flies. I am very impressed. There's a slight bit of wobble. One of the blades is kind of warped, but it's actually really not that bad at all. It's just kind of shaking. And the airflow is insane. It's like industrial level airflow. Performance reminds me kind of that 36-inch Dayton industrial. Yeah, for a residential fan, this is very powerful. And very fast. So, on the medium. And there is a difference between high and medium, but not much. Medium is basically, you know, high on a regular ceiling fan of today. Actually, probably even faster still. Still moving a ton of air. And low. And low does get it slow down, but of course, being a smaller fan, it's pretty fast. I'd say this is kind of like a medium. And it is very quiet. I hear like the faintest hissing bearing noise, but that's about it. No motor hum. Just slight wobble. And it's pretty fast, but, you know, slow it down with the speed control. Now back up to high. And spin it down. I'm interested to see how those bearings really are. Probably going to have pretty good bearings. Seems like it's taken a while. Yeah, I drove out pretty far to get this one actually. It was like over 2 hours away, which is usually not, I wouldn't be that comfortable driving that far to get a fan, but this one piqued my interest, and I actually thought it was like one of those Firebirds that were rebranded by Encon. That was another S-Vent model, like the Encon Centurion, I think it was called, the original copy. But even from the pictures, I was like, that doesn't really look like those. And I was like, I don't think that's one of those. And sure enough, it wasn't. So, uh, yeah, took a nice road trip yesterday. I was hoping to stop at some restores, but they were all closed. So, that was unfortunate. Um, and all that because all the restores down here stopped accepting fans. I thought maybe the ones up there have some better fans, and I was gonna go to the Hagerstown restore, but that one's closed. I haven't been to that one in years. I made a video there several years ago. They only had a bunch of modern fans, I think, but they have Newtone Pro lines installed, so always nice to see originals with ceiling or restores with ceiling fans installed. Okay, the fans stopped, so that was some nice long spin down. So those are good bearings, I'd say. So now, put the fan to reverse and start it up on low. I think I tested it on high in reverse, but I haven't tested it on the rest of the speeds. I just wanted to see if the wobble was any worse or better. And I think it's going to be a little bit worse, but not by much. So, yeah. Alright, whoops, let's not kick things. To medium. And high. Yeah. Well, there's not much of a difference in the wobble. And it's pretty much going the same speed. Moves a ton of air. Alright. Try not to break it while I'm stopping it. Alright, now I can show you an up-close view of this thing. So, nice S-vent faceplate. I do think this is more of a Homestead copy because the vents are spaced further apart and they're like more stretched out than like the Old Jacksonville. The nose is also slightly conical, like on a blender fan. More so like an Emerson, like a Casablanca Classic or something like that, 1895, where the nose is slightly conical, although more pronounced. The blades, as you can see, they're slightly bent upward, almost like a Charleston, but I don't know if that's original or not. And then you can see that motor housing is very thick. You can see what I mean about both faceplates being angled. So, and the top and the bottom faceplate are identical. They're both with the S vents. There's your reverse switch, which again is upside down, and it has a label that says reversing switch. And then the pull chain looks like one of those older, I think this was a Leviton. I had it, I didn't have it open. That was the Evergo Hugger I was thinking of, but yeah, I think that's one of the older Leviton finials. Because I think I recall from Metal Pete's video, these have a strange additive pull chain. It's a very specific version, so. And then this cute little ornate nose cap that reminds me kind of the parlor fan. And then up on top, so here's the top faceplate, or the upper plate, and here's the label, which you can see. Loyal, model L9, 36-inch, And the specs, made in Hong Kong. Interesting. Then there's your motor bracket, and then the canopy, bell canopy, a generic bell canopy. Yeah, very, very cool. I'm very happy with this one. I'm definitely unlike anything I've ever seen before. So yeah, I think that just about does it. So that is the 36-inch Loyal S-Vent ceiling fan. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.